it's so versatile, and its moveset and that confusion damage does a ton of work. So, and it has that silver wind to counter a lot of its worst matchups. Okay, let's take a look at the Tempest lineup. So what do you think of the Tempest meta?
Yeah, Tempest, you know, the double electric team really holds a warm place in my heart. Being able to you know, that Legacy Magneton Lantern combo, but with the rise of Swampert, I think we're going to see a little bit less of that. Certainly ValorAsh sticking to his guns. This is the same team he ran in the original Tempest. He might have adjusted Lapras there on his movesets, though.
Well, certainly hope so. I traded him when I spent a bunch of dust and traded him literally before the tournament started. So,
but he might have wanted the Lapras for a different meta. You know,
ooh, that's
things
fair.
to consider. But Skull Bash Lapras does a ton of work against certain things like Lantern, whereas before you kind of wanted a Dragon Pulse. Now Skull Bash definitely wins the mirror against like a Legacy Dragon Pulse, for example.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then we see some interesting picks by Cody and by Craig James. Cody bringing the Lowland, I mean, I don't know why it's slipping my mind. Sandslash. So it's such an off-meta pick that I completely slipped my mind.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the Lowland Sandslash?
I kind of like it as a tech to do really well against like Altaria, and then be able to land a Bulldoze, for example, on Lantern. All of its charge moves are viable. Normally you're pairing it with Powder Snow, and certainly Blizzard does a ton of work against a lot of things, but Bulldoze and Gyro Ball are certainly viable. And Gyro Ball does a little bit of neutral damage against a lot. So, you know, what you end up using in the charge moves, if you're able to scan that out in the first match, it's huge, right? It loses a lot of its value once you know its charge moves.
Yeah, and we see Craig James and Caleb both rocking the Abomas now.
Yeah.
Do you think they're Razor Leaf, or do you think they're Snow Bombas?
You know, some of the appeal of Obama Snow is that unpredictability in the fast move. I think Tropius is still like a clear winner as far as within the meta goes. But you know, being able to turn the tides with the double super effective against Tropius certainly helps. And then Snowbama, I think, still beats Lapras pretty comfortably. So it's just one of those.
Yeah, and but that Razor Leaf, I think that's the biggest appeal about Obama Snow, is that it can destroy a Lapras. With
any Lapras variant.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to worry so much about Lapras at all. So
yeah, I don't even know if Lapras can get. I doubt it can get to the Skull Bash.
The thing I've been bashing a lot has been Charizard in this meta. So I'll be interested to see how Caleb plays it out.
Caleb running triple flyers, but one of those flyers not being Tropius.
Yeah. So, I mean, you'd expect that Abomasnow to be running Razor Leaf, but that's kind of like the play there, right? If you're expecting Razor Leaf and then you end up having Powder Snow instead, and you just forego the Razor Leaf entirely. So, and looks like our players are getting ready to sit down there. We have Caleb matched up against who's there on the left? Is that Housestark, or is that?
Oh yeah, that's Housestark.
Awesome.
Stark and Caleb.
Housestark and Caleb.
So if we contrast their teams, some interesting considerations. That Abomasnow probably beats Steelix. Almost certainly does. Because the Earthquake obviously is resisted by the grass. And Crunch is a pretty weak move.
With Razor Leaf, you're saying.
Razor Leaf. Yeah. And then Lantern and Lapras are weak to Abomasnow, so that might be interesting.
Having Charge Beam on this this Lantern here is going to be pretty big. If he has Charge Beam, Magneton has a favorable matchup against it. But if he's got Water Gun, then their Electrics kind of, you know, they flip in the matchup.
I think he has Water Gun on his.
He does have Water Gun?
Yeah, unless he changed it last night. But
Water Gun is the better move on paper, but Charge Beam does flip a certain
and Charge Beam allows you to have a better matchup against Skull Bash Lapras.
Yep, and the mirror match and Magneton. So it's possible he was trying to mess with you.
Yeah, well, I don't know why he would, but maybe me spilling his secrets on the stream. So these two decide to meet in the middle, scan away. Magneton is also a little bit of an issue for Housestark's team, except for Steelix. But the thing is, Steelix still a pretty decent matchup against a lot of. Well, actually, only really good against Altaria and Skarmory.
Yeah, but it's
And
one of those matchups that's a little iffy, right?
yeah,
Steelix certainly can't comfortably take those matches.
yeah, but
Can't do it at like a shield disadvantage or anything like that either. Yeah, Tempest was a very fun cut for me in the original round.
I see they're going to mirror Altaria, and oftentimes the Altaria matchup comes down to IVs.
It does.
Right?
Yeah.
But both these players are really good, but they both have the same CP, so we'll see.
So it's hard to determine exactly how it...
It doesn't even necessarily come down to CMP. They might even have a simultaneous KO. They're both like trying to debate whether or not they're going to go for Dragon Pulse or Sky Attack. But at this point, this health,
You want to do Sky Attack.
Yeah.
In the lead mirror match, you definitely want to go for the Sky Attack because shielding the Dragon Pulse is so huge, and I think Sky Attack here is within knockout range.
But the thing is Caleb trying to go for the double Sky Attack? It's really hard to count.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I could successfully...
You probably just want to count seconds at that point when it comes to this particular matchup. Now, he did get to the Sky Attack first, so either you commit to this and...
Man, do you give up Switch?
Yeah. Giving up Switch is pretty huge in Tempest.
And you can actually feint down this opposing Altaria.
This is a really good spot to... Well, it's not the worst spot to be in, I guess, because Dragon Pulse going to do a decent amount of neutral stab against Lapras.
Man, this Dragon Pulse is going to hurt, though.
Yeah, and basically not a whole lot to farm, but now Housestark is also in a situation where...
Oh, man, Caleb is in a world of trouble.
He's going to go for the Skull Bash.
But the thing is that he's up a shield, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm predicting maybe he goes for the Skull Bash and a switch.
But he has Skarmory in the back.
He does have Skarmory in the back.
So this is not good at all. He's going to want to chip away at this Lantern and do as much damage. Probably attempt to do a Surf before it gets to...
Right, and now he gets the double defense rise.
Yeah. And he really needs a Surf. Absolutely needs a Surf.
Yeah. Just chip away at this Lantern, and then hopefully Skarmory can shore up the next matchup. What did Housestark have?
I think he has Skarmory in the back.
Yeah.
The thing is, like...
Yeah, this is rough because he has to use that Thunderbolt to take this Lapras out because he can't take another Surf. And so if he's able to... He's landing this Thunderbolt.
He's going to be able to farm up this Lantern, which is not something you typically see. But
right, because Lantern's charge moves take so much time to charge up, and Water Gun isn't doing a whole lot.
And the thing is that he can sack switch. Man, this is going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
I have no idea how this is going to play out. Caleb is obviously going for the double Sky Attack, counting it up. So 10 air slashes, because each air slash gives 9 energy, and obviously 45. So trying to double up to try to get the... not able to land the successful self-piggyback. A really difficult piggyback to...
It's very hard.
Yeah.
But he is able to get to that Sky Attack, and sure enough, we get to that Sky Attack from Housestark. It's not within knockout range.
But the thing is...
Oh, he missed a bubble there, too.
He missed a bubble there. Do you go for Flash Cannon if you're...
If you're Housestark?
No, if you're Caleb.
Oh, if you're Caleb. I mean,
and you have
at this point, you just want to...
You really have to worry about... Oh, okay, he needs the... Oh, man, he almost got the switch. And this Altaria is at almost no health. And...
This is going to be really close.
He's going to just one air slash away.
Oh, wow.
Wow!
Wow. He tried to switch in just before that.
The thing is, like, air slash, 3-turn move, Dragon Breath, 1-turn move. You can sneak in at least one Dragon Breath before the air slash damage is applied. So that was dangerous. And then they both simultaneously get the fast move as soon as the air slash comes through. And wow.
Yeah. You know, on paper, the Skarmory's Altaria matchup seems to favor Skarmory, but it's just so close, right?
Yeah.
So it ends up
wow. Okay. That landing that Skull Bash and then landing the Surf afterwards was super critical, and then farming down that Lantern.
Skull Bash Lapras coming in clutch.
Do you think locking in that Lantern was the right play by Housestark?
Well, he didn't know. He didn't know he had a Skarmory, right?
He didn't know that. Yeah, he didn't know he had necessarily.
So,
but kind of dangerous. He could have had the Abomasnow in the back.
Yeah.
Which is what CalebPeng is gonna try to play out.
Yeah, now we do have the...
But the Bomb Snow...
Is it going to be Snow Bomber?
I would not put anything... It's also a pretty terrible IV Bomb Snow.
Yeah, that's true.
So...
Well, you know, sometimes the attack weighted will be fine.
I don't even know if that's necessarily attack weighted.
But, yeah, it's just bad IVs, period.
I think it's just a poor...
oh, wow. So, okay, we are leading Skarmory, Magneton, and Abomasnow against Housestark here. Looks like Housestark is leading Lantern. Very favorable matchup for Housestark. He's certainly happy that
how do
he
you
led.
play out this out if you're Caleb? You switch out to Magneton?
He switched out to Abomasnow, and it looks like he's running Razor Leaf there. Doing a ton of aggregate damage to that Lantern. Certainly not the matchup you want to be in, Abomasnow against Skarmory. He's just going to farm him down. He's going for the Blizzard if he can. We'll see if Housestark decides to go for... He's going to just purely farm at this point. Goes for the Blizzard.
Oh, man. Do you shield or not?
This is rough.
Oh, he shields.
He probably shields.
What a shield, though.
Yeah.
Huge shield.
Very close. If he had switched out a little bit faster, he probably
not. The thing is, he can come with Magneton, and those Sky attacks are not going to do very much damage at all.
Yeah.
But he has to deal with Lantern in the back, and that's super rough. And that's why he's mirroring.
Very interesting. Yeah, he does go for the...
He doesn't want to reveal the
Magneton.
Yeah.
And, you know, Magneton being so glassy, even though on paper it double resists those Sky attacks, you know, it does accumulate a lot of damage. So it's one of those matchups where, you know, even these two are slogging at each other, and you prefer to have a Magneton locked in against Skarmory.
Oh, yeah.
He does switch to the Magneton. He's got Zap Cannon there. The Zap Cannon is going to do a ton of damage against this Lantern.
Yeah, yeah. He's definitely going to shield, though. I can't imagine he wouldn't shield against this. This would be crazy not to shield.
He's not going to shield.
Oh, my God.
Because Discharge... Yeah, Discharge, he's able to tank that. Zap Cannon, I don't think he's going to be able to tank that.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's really awesome to see that Zap Cannon in play.
I was like, that's crazy if he doesn't shield.
Yeah.
But,
Zap Cannon can win you certain matches that otherwise you wouldn't be able to do it with Discharge.
Magnabomb. I was actually talking with these guys before. I'm like, arguing that someone should have Discharge Flash Cannon.
Oh, no. no, not Flash Cannon.
But for this particular matchup, is he going to... He's not going to be able to land this second... is he?
Well, I guess Flash Cannon...
Oh, he lands the second Magnabomb, which is huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah, man. That Thundershock, you need every drop of energy you can get. Landing that Magnabomb on Altaria is going to be huge. We're going to see if that Dragon Pulse or Sky Attack comes out. Sky Attack comes against a Skarmory. Not a worst matchup for Altaria if we are able to just spam the Sky Attacks and chip down on this Skarmory. He goes for the shields.
I think you have to farm up a little bit.
And he does go for the Sky Attack. I don't think he's within knockout range, but if not, he's very, very close. Super close. Altaria is able to do a little bit more damage. I don't think he's going to be able to survive that Sky Attack. No. He's not. He's going to get to that Sky Attack.
That Skarmory had too much health in the back.
It did.
It was probably at around half because of the Razor Leafs. But it didn't matter.
Wow. Zap Cannon coming in clutch.
Yeah. Well,
that was the defining moment, for sure.
Well, Caleb still ended up losing.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true.
But it was... if he would have won, that would definitely came in clutch.
That would have been amazing.
Oh, man. That Abomasnow, man. Hail Mary plays by Caleb. Able to land one of the Hail Marys, but that if he would have landed that Blizzard on that Skarmory, it would have been
really rough.
Really rough.
Yeah. But at that point...
But you almost have to shield because you have so much energy.
And you're not going to get to two moves, right? So it's not really worth baiting at that point with the Abomasnow. I mean, it could be that he doesn't even have Blizzard.
I don't think I've ever seen someone go for a Blizzard on a Abomasnow. On a Skarmory.
Really?
I personally I've always seen them go for Outrage, but let's see how these two decide to play it out. So this is a favorable matchup for Caleb. That Dragon Breath damage does neutral damage as opposed to that Water Gun is resisted, but it's certainly not the worst matchup. And the tough part is, he didn't have Lapras as the hard counter, and that Altaria became like a really safe switch.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he could have played out the Altaria, but potentially saving that for the Lantern later on.
But the thing is, like, you want to get rid of this.
You do want to get rid of the Altaria, though.
Yeah, and you want to get rid of your Skarmory because it's going to have such a weak matchup to.
To the Lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting throttled by a Lantern is no fun as a Skarmory user. He does go to the shield. Sky Attack comes out from Altaria. Being able to land another Sky Attack on our enemy Altaria is going to be huge here. He doesn't go for the shield.
Is he trying to double Sky Attack? Let's see.
Yeah, at this point, he does go for the Sky Attack here against Altaria. And he goes for the second Sky Attack. This is within knockout range for sure. He forgoes the shield. He's just trying to conserve the shields for later matchups because he knows he's got the worst setup there. Having a Lantern there.
Oh, man. He has such a bad matchup in the back, though. He has to play this out. There's no way.
Yeah, so the Sky Attack, you know, it's not doing a whole lot against Lantern, but it's kind of like the last little bit of damage that we can do against Lantern. Not expecting a shield. Certainly, Lantern wants every little bit of drop of HP and energy he can get. And so Abomasnow is going to be able to resist that Lantern no problem. Out comes the Skarmory with his Air/Sky Attack combo. He's going to be able to switch out. Looks like he's having some problems there. He was a little bit too slow on the Razor Leaf switch. So he does go for the Sky Attack against Altaria. Missed a little bubble there. We'll see if Altaria...
Oh, he missed multiple
he
bubbles.
missed a bunch of bubbles.
Oh, but it doesn't matter. He shielded.
He did shield. So lucky on Housestark's part.
Oh, looks like he's lagging.
Oh, wow. So we are having to replay that.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Was it because of the switch menu there? It seemed like he was in the middle of attack animations, though.
I'm not sure what happened there, but...
We got to just trust the judges.
And so this is one of the rules that is that we were debating last night. I know the Silph Arena announced that there's going to be some big rule changes, and I think one of the most obvious rule changes is around rematches of when glitches happen. So typically, they play it out as you run the exact same lead, the exact same team. But there is some debate if you do see more than one Pokemon that you should just be able to pick freely.
I mean, there's a solid argument to be made there. I mean, because once you go past that, you know, like second or whatever, it becomes a rehearsed match at that point. Or they just play completely differently, and at that point, it's not a real matchup. So anyway, Lantern is matched up against Altaria again here. Altaria again having that favorable matchup against Altaria. Or Altaria having a favorable matchup against Lantern, rather. And so we do go for the counter switch again. So we're pretty much mirroring what we saw in the previous game. So Altaria...
So Caleb really favoring that double piggyback. So I expect him to do more, 5 more air slashes. Oh, they lagging again? No, it may just looks like lag.
It looked like a little bit maybe, but this Skarmory
the thing
shielded before the Sky Attack, I think. He's going to be able to tank this, get 2 Sky Attacks in, and we'll see if Altaria commits to this matchup.
It might end up committing. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay.
And so if he gets to that second Sky Attack, which he will, this is within knockout range of that Altaria.
And the matchup plays a little bit differently this time. It
does.
Because the Lantern is not going to be able to farm as much against this Skarmory. But it's also the case that the Skarmory is not going to be able to land.
Oh, man. So now Lantern was able to get a little bit more energy and not have to sacrifice really any HP against the previous matchup. So now we're matched up Altaria versus Skarmory as opposed to the Skarmory versus Altaria.
So it's super important that that Altaria beat the Skarmory, or else the Abomasnow is going to have a really hard time in the back, unless it gets a super low health.
If he's able to chip away that last little bit on the Skarmory, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But if there's any significant amount of HP, Abomasnow doesn't want to be anywhere near a good health.
And
Skarmory.
It's going to be a tough uphill battle for Housestark. But again, if any player can do it,
if anybody can do it, it's Housestark. So he is getting that Sky Attack in against Altaria. We're going to see if he goes for the shield, and he does shield.
But at this point in time, do you go Dragon Pulse on the Altaria?
Ooh, that's he's risky there. He looks like he's hovering over the Sky Attack. and he switches out to Lantern, is going to not fall for it, goes for Abomasnow, and at this point, Abomasnow is a great matchup against Lantern. If he had gone for the Sky attack and maybe wasted his energy.
The thing is the Skarmory can farm against his Abomasnow afterwards. But how close is his Abomasnow going to get to Outrage? And how much can he actually farm? Like, if he hits his Outrage, this is going to be the game-defying moment.
Yeah, he's going to get to the Outrage, you guys. He gets the Outrage.
Wow!
Amazing. That was the only play. He had to farm down the Abomasnow and have the Sky attack ready for the Altaria, but because he was able to get to that Outrage, he was able to secure the match. That was amazing.
Yeah, there's no way. That Altaria was literally already had Dragon Pulse ready.
Right.
Yeah, so, wow.
Yeah.
CalebPeng.
Very nice. Very nice.
GG, man. Like, Housestark is not an easy matchup in any meta, but, man, that Abomasnow came in clutch.
It really did.
And, replaying that match, Caleb ended up playing a little bit smarter in that matchup. Yeah. Deciding not to shield, not letting the Lantern farm as much. Might have played a little bit into it.
I'm trying to think how would it had helped if he had had Tropius instead of Abomasnow. In this case, Abomasnow was really nice to have that Blizzard, even though it, I think he landed the Blizzard in a match he ended up losing anyway, right?
Yeah, but he landed the Outrage.
He did land the Outrage
versus
as opposed to like a Leaf Blade, which wouldn't have knocked out.
Yeah, exactly. But so let's take a look at the Twilight standings now. Okay, so obviously we knew that Housestark won. ValorAsh picking up 2 wins
after losing the first round
to Housestark. So Housestark getting but Housestark's winning streak ends at 3 with that loss to Caleb in the first round of Tempest. Caleb picking up 1. Then only picking up 1. Bella picking up 2, which is huge, and then Cody picking up 1 win, and then Craig James ended up picking up 0.
Wow. Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle for Craig James. He definitely has to pick up some wins.
But so early right now. Right?
It is early,
he could
but
be picking up momentum.
He definitely has to start accumulating those because these players, once they do start doing really well, it doesn't really get to their heads, I think, because when you're at this level play, you just have to play consistently, and so you just really has to be turn the tides a little bit.
So some really interesting. I imagine that after 2 tournaments, it's a tie between Housestark and ValorAsh, both of them picking up 5 wins and both of them picking up a 1 tournament win.
Yeah, there's a little bit of demand to get that leaderboard up, so we see the cumulative points on our Twitch chat. So we're still working on that, you guys.
Well, it's a good thing that I'm
very soon.
It's a good thing that I'm a professor in statistics, right? I can do the math for you guys and tell you that they're
so let's put you on the spot, man. Where are we with the standings?
Each of them picked up 5 wins. Housestark and ValorAsh, right? So that's 10 points, plus each of them picking up 1 tournament win. So they're both at 11 points and at a pretty big lead compared to the rest of the field.
This is why we have King on here, you guys, not just for counting fast moves.
That's why I got a master's degree, right?
That's right.
To be able to
you gotta flex it.
Add up a few numbers in this Pokemon Go PvP stream. So.
Yeah, it all amounted to this. This is what your education.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy and pleased, and we're ready to go.
That's what you should do in your classes: is just have a tournament, just have this showdown come up, and if they're able to add up all the numbers in their head, it's like, okay, who's winning right now?
Yeah, I actually had a pretty interesting idea in terms of what possible things that my students could do in relation to PvP. What they could do is I'm interested in seeing whether or not they can mine the matchup data from the Sylph Arena to help predict who will possibly win.
Right.
So, like, does rank matter?
Oh, so it looks like we're having the leaderboard up. And so
it's good because people are
just like you were saying,
in a massive lead, right? So I didn't want people. Good thing we had the leaderboard up. People were about to get bored by my lecture.
Yeah. Well, they were saying they were tired of seeing of our faces.
Yeah. So we have this nice little background, and ValorAsh and Housestark, the 2 top-ranked players coming into this tournament. Picking up the 1st and 2nd wins. So
performing really well.
But we'll see. In Seattle and in Germany, there was dramatic differences in who ended up winning cups. So
it's anybody's game here. They all are stellar players. They can all outperform their rank. Actually, ValorAsh he says this pretty often. Is like anybody above like the 500 or 300 rank, it could go any way, really. Yeah. And they're just consistently playing in different tournaments, as long as they're playing well. And also the other thing to realize is that these players focus on different formats. So they might favor regionals, and they might have practiced a lot with regionals. Yeah, we saw that with Aisha.
Yeah, Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, slugging away in each of the previous 7, and then coming this close to capturing regionals and claiming glory in probably one of the most practiced cups that these competitors have. Certainly, they practiced a lot when regionals first came out because they understood the potential stakes, being invited to Season 1 championships, and they practice a lot because it's a cup that a lot of people like.
Yeah, I always kind of root for the underdog here.
Okay.
So like my philosophy, I want all the matches to be really close. So Craig James pulling in a few wins here, maybe getting a sweep in a tournament, kind of really push him up.
I wouldn't count out Craig James.
Oh no, absolutely.
Really high ranked player, really plus. Lives in the same vicinity as Matt from PB Poke. So I was joking that
scoop.
Yeah, I was arguing that he probably got a few additional sims. Maybe his simulators run a little bit faster and a little bit more TAD information from the hometown hero. So
it's possible. Yeah, we're getting some theorizing there from the chat saying Craig James is going to pull out an ace, saving it for regionals. I think Craig James is going to wait that long to outperform.
Yeah. We'll see. I think he's going to pull it. Okay, then, too. We have interviewed with John Firmakis, so why don't we turn it away to that interview.
Alrighty, so we are here with OK Then 2. How have you been doing in the tournament so far?
It's been about 50-50.
50-50? Okay, what are you going to do to change it up?
Study my teams better, both my team and my opponent's team.
Be a little bit more patient when selecting which teams you're going to be going up against? Yeah. Okay, then. On to you guys.
Okay. They say that I have terrible puns and terrible lines, but that certainly topped that one.
Yeah.
And you could tell that he tried to J farm that joke by really extending it, but unfortunately he got fainted down before that J farm was actually successful.
Yeah, I think he tried to over farm that for sure. Yeah. That particular matchup wasn't a winning one. So
no, absolutely not. So we're gonna have OK then 2 against Toshi. Really interesting matchups. A contrast in styles. Toshi actually doing no remote tournaments. Not related in the tournament game. Well, OK then 2 is all about that remote Go Stadium tournament.
Yeah,
game.
He's actually in my Ranger lobby. I've had to take a step back a little bit in favor of content creating and stuff, but he's been doing really well. And these Ranger lobbies are super competitive.
And he's been running through those tournaments and achieved probably the first player to achieve ace rank purely based off those remote lobbies. And I look at help and tutor and help people with their lineups in quite a bit, and a lot of times they're in these remote lobbies, and I see the names and they're
we have just some teams in this. We have OK then C9 Gotham is in there from the Seattle tournament. We have just a couple other ranked players. I'm blanking on the specific names, but they're all just like top tier, right? And so when you get into this being able to perform in these remote tournaments, the other wrinkle there is that there's some time that has elapsed.
Yeah, so let's talk about the differences between remote tournaments and local, in-person tournaments.
In remote tournaments, you're able to do them in any part of your house, right? No matter where is more comfortable for you.
So if you play best in your PJs, bust out those PJs and play your best that you can.
Some people play in their PJs. Some people play in just wherever they want in the house. I'm sure the chat will have some creative suggestions on where they like to play. But the aspect is that you're more comfortable. There's not as much pressure in the sense of, having a lot of people watch you necessarily. And you have more time between rounds, which is where here you don't have as much time. Right?
Yeah, which I think OK then 2 is learning to adjust.
Right.
Talking about studying his teams more, especially in that more time-intensive period. So let's see. He seems to he adjusted in the first round. Let's see how he adjusts in the second round. Well, again, Toshi, no slouch, very hard out to try to knock out. So let's see how these two fare.
Yeah, one person in the chat saying everyone knows Go Stadium. You're lucky to go 2-2.
Oh wow, okay.
It's very competitive.
Yeah.
You know, maybe in the initial lobby it's not so bad, but you know, as you rank up, you know, it's just really tough. So let's take a look at the teams.
So that Magneton is a really big problem for Toshi, because I'm almost certain that he's running a charge beam on his lantern.
Are you sure?
Unless he decided to change it up last night,
Oh,
throw
wow.
me off. But as of 12:30 a.m. today, it was charge beam. So he's gonna have to really rely on that Steelix because that Magneton can essentially run through teams. He also has a Swampert, which I don't necessarily think is has some good matchups.
Here you kind of want, well, I don't know what you would want. Definitely Hydro Cannon. That's the appeal of Swampert. But whether you run Earthquake or Sludge Wave, it's kind of like they both have certain
Merits,
appeals there.
Yeah, and actually, if you run Sludge Wave on Swampert, then you don't win all matchups against Water Gun Lantern.
Sure.
So it ended up being a little bit of a trickier situation to work with. But he's not running a Water Gun Lantern. He's running a Charge Beam. I could be wrong, but we'll see. And then then choosing to go with a very common double flyer strategy.
Yeah.
While Toshi choosing to run what I would argue is the superior flyer in this meta, which is Altaria. But certainly there are times when you want to run Skarmory, especially a more even matchup with Ice Shard Lapras.
So what's the scoop on their Lapras? What movesets are they running on their Lapras?
Toshi for sure is running Skull Bash.
Yeah.
And then then too, we'll see.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You keeping that information yourself?
No,
aren't you?
actually, I have no idea on that one. So, but Arrow, who won the tournament last night, went 5-0. I traded him a Lapras right before the tournament, and he ended up rocking Ice Shard and Ice
So you're
Beam.
the Lapras dealer, and
I'm the
anybody
Lapras
needs a
dealer.
Lapras, then you're the guy to go to.
Yeah. So he's going to Toshi's leading with Tropius, and then Altaria and Steelix. I don't know what then 2 is leading with.
So we are leading.
Oh yeah,
man.
this is a bad matchup.
Immediate switch here.
Switch
Tropius to Skarmory. It is running. Is
Oh,
that
he
an Air
chooses to run
Slash?
Steelix. Oh, but this is not going to be a good matchup.
Not great for Steelix to be matched up against this Lapras. It's certainly going to get to that Surf very quickly.
Man, but do you try to shield bait with because Steelix can survive a Surf, right?
It can survive a Surf.
But
You kind of want to land an Earthquake if you can, but I figure he just wants to do as much damage as possible. I would probably just try to get to the Earthquake and then go for the Crunch at that point. But I think Lapras charging so fast with those Ice Shard Surf combo, it's pretty rough.
it still chunks away at the Lapras.
Yeah.
And I imagine that then 2 is going to try to double up on this Surf rather than hitting it right away, which is
Yeah, he wants to go as much energy as possible in the next match and waste as much energy on the Steelix as possible. So he does go for the Surf, not expecting a shield from Toshi, and sure enough, he doesn't shield. Surf is going to take this Steelix out, and now he can bring in
he doesn't come out.
Lapras.
Oh, wow, interesting.
He's going to try to get to that Skull Bash, and this was a little bit of overfarming here. I think, then landing the Skull Bash was pretty nice. It does go shielded. But
is Toshi going to be able to farm up even more against this Lapras, though? Because
he was barely not able to get to
he
that
has
Surf.
a lot of energy. He might come. Oh, man. You got to come Skarmory in this particular scenario, don't you?
Yeah, no,
Or
he's
no,
most likely not going to be like a...
Oh, wow. He's rocking.
Wow. So now, Surf here is going to do a ton of damage. And if you notice, then is running Discharge and Zap Cannon.
Okay, no, actually, Magneton make way more sense because obviously you want to lock in the...
And so now he's choosing to switch back to Skarmory, which is nice. obviously an uphill battle for Tropius.
Oh wow, choosing to.
He's just deciding to not go for all the bubbles. He just wants to do a little bit of damage
Because he
on this
doesn't
Tropius,
want.
and he wants to farm for the rest.
Oh, I get it. Because he doesn't want his.
Yeah.
He doesn't want his Skarmory to be within surf range.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So
He wants to do enough damage to chip away at whatever comes next, but he also doesn't want to, be too low that he can't tank a surf. That's very smart.
Worked out for him, right? So
he does get to that Sky Attack immediately. It doesn't look like Lapras goes for the shield. He can tank this Sky Attack no problem. He did miss a couple bubbles there, which is rough.
you might as well go for the.
He does go for the surf here. Now, the whole strategy here was that Skarmory didn't have to, faint from this surf, right? So he's probably going to be able to get to that Sky Attack. Looks like our screen is lagging, but the game is still going forward. So it's just the screen, you guys.
But I expect OK then 2 to switch out. Yep, switch out. And then immediately go for the.
Immediately goes for the discharge. Lapras doesn't have any shields left.
That was a tough lead to overcome.
Yeah.
What do you think of Toshi's choice of going back in with Lapras against Lapras, as opposed to going down with Tropius?
Well,
the thing is, he's going to go for. Obviously, this is in hindsight. He's going to switch in back to Skarmory. He could switch to Lapras.
I think having the lead there, you want to use that Tropius against a matchup you're for sure going to be doing at least okay in.
Yeah.
And then if you're in a situation where, again, you're matched up that Skarmory against Tropius, then the switch in the lead kind of defeated that purpose, right? So it's a rough call in the moment. You kind of do what you got to do.
Yeah, Toshi doing all sorts of switch-ins that I normally wouldn't do, and it's worked out well for him for the most part. That one is a little bit more challenging to deal with.
Very nice. So they are deciding their next team of 3. And we have a few comments here. They're basically in the chat. They're agreeing, that not switching to Tropius in that point is probably not the right move.
Because the thing is, if he would have switched to Lapras, it would have took a little while for then 2 to decide to come in with Magneton. Not really, because he should have switched in right away. But he might have thought Water Gun Lantern or something, right?
Yeah.
And then he could have got a decent energy advantage. And then might have been overcome that matchup. It still would have been a huge uphill battle. Yeah. Okay, well, these two are going at it.
Oh, they're already going at it. We have a counter switch. Steelix is able to tank this discharge.
Wow, okay,
very nice switch
very
from
nice switch.
Toshi there.
But
obviously, he doesn't want to be taking
Oh, man, he's going to...
A lot of wasted energy on that Magneton there. So Swampert coming out with Hydro Cannon. Sure enough, Steelix doesn't want to be anywhere near these Hydro Cannons. Going to do a ton of damage.
We're lagging a little bit on the right, but that's quite all right.
And so he doesn't go for the shield, almost within knockout range, but sure enough, Swampert is able to shore up this matchup pretty nicely.
Swampert is so squishy that this crunch is still going to do a decent amount of damage.
It is, but it's going to be able to survive it. And at this point, do you want to just take out the Steelix, have the Hydro Cannon ready against whatever comes next, and that is Tropius.
I am so shocked that I wouldn't shield. This is such a huge decision, though. It could have been Sludge Wave.
It could have.
But it's being Hydro Cannon. I'm a little shocked that Toshi decides to
go over Earthquake.
No, not wait the clock a little bit more.
Oh, right.
So here's an interesting situation. So he comes in Lapras. Does Toshi have a good answer for Magneton in the back?
Right, because he's using the Tropius already. What is his third one? He already used Steelix.
I'm not sure what his third Pokemon is. It's a Lapras.
Oh, wow. He switches out to Lapras, goes for the Magneton. Now, Magneton had to use his energy prior, so he's going to have to shield this Surf. It's going to do a ton of damage otherwise.
But he's not going to get KO'd by the Surf, to be honest. It's
going to be really close.
It's going to be very close.
Very, very close.
But the thing is...
He is going for the discharge here.
Oh, man.
But
he has a shield.
Lantern has 2 shields remaining. And he
the
probably can tank that discharge, too.
The Lapras, yeah.
Yeah, the Lapras has... What did I say? The Lapras has...
Lantern. You said Lantern.
Oh, yeah, Lapras
and Toshi is actually a little bit regretting this. I'm sure he's regretting doing this Ice Shard because he could have fainted down.
Yeah, the Surf, being able to...
Man. Here comes
that Skull Bash. Here comes a Skull Bash, you guys.
He has to shield. There's no way.
If he doesn't shield,
But then this Lapras becomes really tough to take out.
very tough, especially with being able to double resist these ice shards.
And
Oh man,
Toshi's waiting out.
he's going
Let's see if he
for
gets
the
a shield bait.
surf.
But the thing is, if he doesn't shield, that's not good.
He shielded,
And then he's going to be able to land a second surf.
and
Or-
he
oh,
switches to Tropius.
He switches to... oh, no, he lands a second surf.
Oh wow.
And then he's going to switch to Tropius and then feint down. And he's going to force OK then, too, to feint down this Tropius.
Wow. And so he's able to switch in just in time to get to that
And then,
surf.
man, this is going to be very close. But I think Toshi has the advantage. He forced him to do it. And then, let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he could go for Skull Bash, though.
And he overcharged there. He overtapped.
Wow!
Wow. He overtapped.
He
Did you
overtapped.
see
He
if
overtapped,
he would
yeah.
have been able to get to that?
Yeah, if he waited out.
Oh man.
But, man, really great play by Toshi to overcome that lead disadvantage. Right? And switch in exactly to tank the
surf.
discharge on
Oh, the
Steelix,
surf, yeah,
on
okay.
Steelix. And then even when he came in with Swampert, that's wow, okay.
It's amazing.
Really
So
good
we're getting a
picks.
different perspective
Man, I
on
love
these
that.
players.
This
is
is
good.
intense. This is intense. Well, this is what the best players in the world deserve.
This
Okay,
is just an awesome format. This venue, Nerd Street Gamers,
yeah,
really
thank you, Nerd Street Gamers.
doing
and,
amazing here.
And all the sponsors and support
Yeah.
that they provide us.
I mean,
so-
just such humble beginnings on Ghost Stadium. I remember when we started
Mhm.
with just like less than 100 people just talking about the metas. And then our first stream had nothing to do with this. It was just us talking on Discord about.
Did you ever
different
imagine that it
matchups.
would be like this?
Oh, no, not at all.
So this isn't. Let's see how these two decide to play it out. Kind of.
Magneton is pretty nice to have against these three, for sure.
Oh man. So, man.
But I think Okaiden's Magneton is double electric. So the thing is, it doesn't have such a great matchup against Altaria.
yeah.
But having led Altaria there,
But better matchup against Lapras, right?
true. Yeah.
Right. Especially no shields. Oh, he comes. Magneton.
Oh, and he counter switches expecting it to be a Magnet Bomb.
But man,
But
Is it-
not having Magnet Bomb here kinda
if he
hurts
shields,
too.
if Toshi shields this, oh man, the Zap Cannon is gonna hurt.
It's going to hurt. Oh, man. So they
Wow.
are... Yep. That's the appeal. That is the allure of that Zap Cannon Magneton. If he shields this, he's able to come out to the next matchup with a ton of energy. Leaf Blade is going shielded, and he's got a discharge ready to go. Magneton with Thundershock. He's just charging up so fast. He's just going to go for the Zap Cannon here, you guys. Magnet Bomb would have been nice to have against Lantern, but it was so much
but
nicer to have against Tropius.
Is Zap Cannon more energy efficient than
It's
than
higher
Magnet Bomb?
DPE than Magnet Bomb, but you're able to get in 2 Magnet Bombs in this
Yeah.
situation where you previously wouldn't have been able
Yeah.
to. But at this point, he's able to draw shields.
But still,
so it's not
still
a
not
bad-
over. It's still not over.
It is not over yet,
right?
you guys.
Like this.
We're paired up against Skarmory now. He's going to be able to tank these Sky attacks, but he goes for the
Oh!
switch and counter switch to Altaria.
No.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Those ice shards are doing so much damage,
and the
you
thing
guys.
is that
Surf hopefully doesn't go for the shield here.
Lapras can beat Altera even 1 shield to 0
Right.
because it can totally tank this.
Oh, he missed
Wow.
a few bubbles there, too.
Oh man, he's feeling the pressure.
Oh,
After
man.
landing the brilliant Zap Cannon on the Tropius.
Yeah, that's rough. That is rough. He really needed to do as much damage as possible to this
Wow. Okay.
very high energy Lapras. He's waiting for the surf. He gets the surf
Man.
to the Skarmory.
It's again still not over.
It is still not over, you guys.
but-
We are still hanging on the edge of the seats.
But this Lapras should be able to land a second surf.
It
oh,
will.
maybe not if he decides to farm.
Oh, man, that
Oh,
is so
man.
rough. He decided to get aggressive on the energy gain. Surf, he's going to be able to tank the surf, you guys. So Sky Attack ready to go.
And he's gonna
And he
switch
still
out.
has Altaria. Altaria with a Sky Attack ready.
Oh,
Very
man.
calculated move by Toshi.
And then
very
this-
well played.
oh,
he
man,
missed
he
a
missed
few
a few
bubbles
bubbles.
there.
And then let's see if he can try to feint him down with. Oh
And
man,
he's
that
got
was
the
a
second Sky Attack.
Wow, Toshi.
Wow.
After getting hit by that Zap Cannon,
After
comes
getting hit by
through
the Zap Cannon. You would have thought that he had the match in the...
in the bag.
Beginning.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Toshi, man.
Brilliant plays by both sides.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely. Wow. You know, Toshi, I might say this, might be the best thing coming out of Buffalo since Buffalo Wings. Right? So those spicy moves and spicy picks.
That's a high bar, though.
Yeah,
You know,
but
Buffalo
man.
Wings.
But you talked about that magnet bomb choice, both helped and hurt.
Yeah, it's against the Altaria would have been really nice, but you definitely would have
But do you think that you just go double discharge then?
against Altaria.
Yeah.
It's high risk, right? Zap Cannon would have done a lot of damage if it had gone unshielded, but you would have been able to get to do 2 discharges otherwise. So
Yeah. Do you think like in Altaria realistically wants to take 2 discharges? They're neutral damage, right? Like you know what I mean? Like
discharge doesn't do that much, and Altaria's pretty tanky.
Like,
I'd have to see the exact numbers.
I think it
to be
probably
honest,
does
but
like 25% plus. Then you're putting the Altaria at 50% or burning your shield.
yeah, discharge is just kind of low. The appeal of discharge is that Maniton has so much energy gain, and he's so attack weighted that you're able to just do a lot of damage very fast. Whereas Zap Cannon has on paper is a better move, right?
Yeah. So, what do you think the logic behind doing the blind switch on okay then side?
Well, he switched an Altaria into
A Lapras.
a Lapras, and the previous match was
Because Toshi hasn't shown. I guess the only Pokemon that would make sense to switch in would have been
like
a Lantern.
yeah, Lantern would have been.
But like, do you need to blind switch that quickly? Because like, it's not like you're gonna absolutely getting destroyed.
Yeah.
By.
Sometimes you get into this mindset. You've rehearsed these matchups so much, you're
Yeah.
kind of expecting a certain mon, to counteract or whatever. So I wouldn't be shocked if he's sort of expecting it to go as he rehearsed. But at the same time, it's a high risk, high reward.
Yeah, no,
move
absolutely.
there.
And to be honest, even if he didn't blind switch, it would have been a huge uphill battle for OK then. Too,
Yeah.
Because Toshi was basically at a Dragon Pulse.
Right.
Right. So if Lapras versus Skarmory is a very favorable matchup for Lapras still, the Skarmory had a little bit of energy advantage. But if he would have been able to win it, shields down, trade shields, Dragon Pulse to Altaria, then it would have been GG for the
For sure.
Altaria. So.
We got a little bit of heat for the Buffalo puns.
Oh, the Buffalo puns. So
Spicy moves and spicy picks.
yeah, absolutely. That's that should be the tagline for.
Oh, I'm liking this view. Where we got now the chat gets to complain about our faces and also gets to see the leaderboard.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So
This is interesting.
can we see the bracket? That would be wonderful to see.
Yeah, to see the
to see how
current
they're
bracket
progressing.
would be really nice.
Also,
Because this is not updated, I don't think, from the previous.
so there are certainly a lot of heroes that don't really show their face significantly. One of them being Quartz, Yan.
Quartz,
Come
on up real quick.
He doesn't want to, but we'll eventually get him on stream.
We'll bait him to get here, you guys. Okay, so we have
and then also JR Honda.
I mean, all the guys here at Go Sam, all the guys here at Nerd Street Gamers have just been a spectacular job. Even though we're on camera here, there's so much going behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Miss Mystic is here too, interviewing people. J Farm is interviewing people
and we
too.
have many great spectators supporting.
It's an awesome event.
Yeah.
So what I was getting to, Quartz is bringing me this iPad. Looks like we saw the match against Toshi and OK. Then Bella was able to squeak out the win against Caleb, and Cody won against Housestark, and ValorAsh won against Craig James. So Craig James not doing too hot, losing both matches there.
He's trying to pull an ice.
Yeah, but Bella matched up against Toshi here for the final round.
That should be a good one, right?
Yeah.
They're both playing extremely high level, and they're both looking for that. And we're gonna have a brand new winner.
We are.
Right.
Yeah, and it looks like they're almost ready. But yeah, I'm excited to see this match. Bella is a very entertaining player to watch. You never really know what to expect, and he's just very, very consistent. He's got a very good temperament for this game.
Yeah, and very good at reading teams.
Yeah.
Right. Toshi, man, always staying calm and collective. actually paired up with Toshi last night.
Oh, did you?
In our Tempest Cup match, and man, he had me on my heels the entire time.
Yeah, and Bella. The other thing is he's also very, very analytical. I assume Toshi is the same way. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting match to watch for sure. If we can get up the teams at some point soon, this looks like they're almost ready to be matched up here. Let's see what the chat's saying. Who are you guys rooting for? Are you guys rooting for Bella, or are you guys rooting for Toshi? Let's get some love for some of our top tier players here. We are seeing the two teams here.
Pretty similar teams. The exact same teams? No. This is Skarmory.
Celio.
Celio.
Yeah.
What do you think of Celio?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
The thing is, Celio, man, I don't know what you use Celio in this particular. Does it beat Altaria?
Well, having Body Slam is a better matchup against Lantern,
And the
I
thing
suppose.
is,
But Skull Bash Lapras kind of shores that up already quite well.
And I think the thing, Toshi's Celio doesn't have Aurora Beam.
Oh,
Has Water Pulse.
wow.
And that might be running out of TMs or something.
Inside scoop here with King. We're getting a lot of love for Toshi
So, interesting matchup.
and Bella as well.
So, locking in, Toshi has a pretty big advantage, but it depends on how quickly he wants to switch into this.
Wow.
So, let's see how these two decide to play it out. But Bella doesn't really have like a great answer for this Lapras in his lineup. I don't think. Actually, it might have been wrong.
Certainly, there's better options than Altaria. Taking those
But
double super effective ice shards with stab is not a great place to be, and he does go for the sky attack against Lapras
Which
here.
Lapras is so tanky, I would be surprised if a shield came out.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
He does go for the shield.
Man,
So expecting a switch out here after this, right? So,
But
he
he's just going to
decides
play it
to
out.
stay.
He's just going to play it out. He does his surf so that he can feint down this Altaria before it gets to a sky attack.
Yeah. At this point, you just want to be out of this matchup at a shield advantage, even though you're going to lose. Is he going to be able to get to that sky attack? He's not.
No
I don't
way,
think
no.
so.
They
Yeah.
played it. Toshi's played out this matchup
Yeah.
way too much. And he
Quite a
doesn't
bit.
have a great answer for it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because Skarmory is taking neutral. Steelix is taking super effective against that Lapras there, and so a little bit of delay there, and then the Surf does come out. So sure enough, as we're saying, the Surf is going to do a lot of neutral damage against this Skarmory. Skarmory forgoes his shield.
Deciding not to shield. If this Lapras stays in,
He's just trying to shore up as much.
damage.
Yeah. Trying to get to that sky attack, and he's not able to get to that sky attack in time. Surf is going to do a ton of damage
Man,
if he
this-
misses.
He did miss one bubble, but
He misses, but
It
you know
is
he went for
shielded.
the shield anyway, so
Do
it
you
didn't
not
matter.
shield? You probably don't shield if you're Toshi.
And he
And then
missed
you're
there.
going to come in with Altaria.
So Sky Attack's taking out that Lapras. And at
And
this
then
point, with a
the-
little bit of energy, it's not the worst spot to
And
be in,
then
but he
here
does go
comes
for the
Tropius.
switch.
Here comes Tropius.
Oh, man.
And
This is rough.
a bad matchup. Like,
Bad.
these crunches, like, you're going to see how little this crunch damage does on...
If Tropius could smile, it'd be laughing right now.
Yeah.
After these tickles. Yeah.
Well, it kind of look like I don't know.
It's like a very serious.
It's
got
a very
that little
serious
hood
Pokemon,
there going
right?
on. It's like it's
Yeah.
got very.
Oh man, it's
yeah.
just like man, this
The
Steelix is trying to mean mug this Tropius, but
Yeah.
but it's just laughing, right?
But you know the aggregate damage isn't so bad. It's just the thing is.
The thing is, like,
I wouldn't discard anything though. I've learned not to call matches until they're.
because this, oh man, he's gonna be able to farm. In some respect, you want your Tropius to faint.
You want it to be really low.
Yeah,
You want
'cause
to
you
just
don't-
take out the Steelix.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
that. Yeah. You want to
Right.
have as good of a matchup as the.
But this thing, if he doesn't shield, which he has to shield,
Yeah.
because otherwise, if he didn't shield, this Altaria would just Dragon Breath it down.
Yep.
Which is what's
And so
gonna
he's
happen.
got the Sky Attack ready to go.
It
and
was an uphill battle
that's it.
regardless, right? Like,
Wow.
and a couple Dragon Breaths, and
Yeah,
Nice.
there's just no getting out of this.
Bella playing the gentlemanly way, not wasting anyone's time by doing a charge move. Right.
Well, honestly, because the shield was up, you know,
Yeah.
you didn't have enough to get to 2 Sky Attacks.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But you know, some people like to just
Yeah,
to play it out.
just
into
drag
the
it out
end.
as much as possible.
Yeah. So,
GG's.
but man, Bella really needs an answer to address that that lantern, that Lapras. It might be. Well, he's picked the wrong cup. But
He's got an interesting naming convention here. PTE.
oh, I didn't see what Toshi locked in at, but
I'm trying to decipher this. Maybe that R is Razor Leaf.
that Lapras plays really well against his entire team.
Man, are you able to decipher this naming convention
I
here?
have no idea.
I have no
man.
idea either.
These players are like just.
Yeah. I thought I was proud of my naming
Yeah.
convention. I'm looking at this. I was like, I don't even understand what's going on here.
Oh
So-
man, Toshi.
Oh man.
But he's
calling
gonna,
that lead.
Let's see if he has an answer for Lapras. His only answer for okay, he's
He's
gonna
got
come-
Tropius.
gonna use Tropius,
In,
but
in previous iterations, sometimes you had to worry about that Ice Beam. But Tropius is going to be able to tank the Surf no problem. Certainly Skull Bash
I think
is-
he has to shield one of these surfs if he doesn't want to lose switch advantage.
Yeah.
Because Bella's gonna be able to land a second surf.
I think Skull Bash would have nuked it, right? I think.
Yeah, Skull Bash would have. I'm actually surprised that some people don't go for Skull Bash.
Yeah. It's risky,
it's risky for sure.
but he is able to take out this
he got
Lapras.
switch advantage, and then he does not have a great answer
Yeah.
to it. So I expect him to aerial ace this. Man, he does not have a great answer for this.
Oh, he blindly does a Leaf Blade.
Oh, but
and he
Bella,
doesn't shield.
Bella's like thinking.
He was thinking maybe it was going to be, I don't know, like a scar. I don't know what it could have been, but he's able to get a second Leaf Blade there. Oh, he's able to get to the aerial ace?
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
That's so costly. But he's not going to shield, knowing that Altaria is going to come in
True.
and
You
try
just
to
want it
farm.
to be less farmable, basically.
And he doesn't even have enough energy to get to.
Yep. And then
he's gonna
Toshi
blind
being
s-
a shield
oh,
advantage.
Man. Ooh.
He switches to the Lapras. Lapras is just going to be doing a ton of damage with those surfs.
Not going to KO, but
It is not, yeah. Steelix is
But
kind
yeah.
of bulky, but yeah, you kind of do have to shield here, I guess. Surf coming out, and it looks like they're getting a little bit of a visual glitch there,
Man,
not being able to see what the opponent's Lapras is.
Yeah, I think they're
Are they going to
restart.
rematch there? It's possible. Yeah,
Man, I was.
that was already an uphill battle. Oh, there's a rocket stop here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tempting.
I have a Rocket Quest, so yeah. Anyway, so
You have one ready to go?
I have one ready to go, but that's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. We can
We're-
address it.
We're doing other things right now.
Yeah, a little bit more important. They're gonna rescan, but man, if Bella didn't have an answer for that Lapras already, and now it's invisible and invincible. That's
Yeah.
it's a tough task to
Yeah,
overcome.
it's rough. But, I don't know. Maybe you could have played it out, right? Because you could
So-
see the names and stuff, but
Yeah.
there's some drawbacks. You
Yeah.
can't see the fast move, for example,
can't
but you
see it.
kind of intuit it. But
Man, under that kind of pressure, it's
you kind of want to just rematch, make
Yeah.
sure that there's no disputes,
yeah.
and just ensure. Let's see what some of the comments are saying in the chat.
Invisible.
Oh,
Lapras.
Tatakai is talking about his Hawaii problems. Trouble getting enough people at tournaments. but
Oh,
meanwhile,
man.
he's living in paradise, so I don't feel too bad for him.
I wonder if there's an answer to it.
An answer to,
Not getting enough people to tournaments.
oh, well,
You can join the Go Stadium Discord.
yeah, that's an answer that comes to mind.
Right.
We just join one of those remote tournaments and excel there, just like OK then, and maybe you can fly on over to whatever the next big PvP event is.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe in Hawaii.
Yeah,
Right.
probably not. Probably not.
You know.
It's not very central. But it would be nice. It'd be nice.
Right.
Definitely nice to go to Hawaii.
So let's see how these two decide to play it out.
Okay, so Tropius.
Immediate switch
Oh
to
man,
to
again. Oh right,
Well,
that
yeah,
was
the
that was a
re-
rematch, right? So Tropius matched up against Altari. Does go for the switch, or he's thinking about it. And so he's got the Lapras ready to go. Switches to Tropius, and the tables have turned. Now we have Tropius ready to go.
Let's see if he tries a Skull Bash.
If he goes to the Skull Bash here, it's going to be interesting. And he does go for the Surf Bait, just like before. And let's see if the Tropius goes for the shield or not. And he does go for the shield.
He's gonna have to shield one of them.
He is
right?
going to have to shield.
One of them. He does need to shield the second one. And it's kind of a safe shield in case
Yeah.
he is a Skull Bash.
Honestly, that's the way to play it, right? You shield the first one.
I wonder if you Skull Bash and then you can tank these Razor Leafs much better.
Yeah, that's true. So this is a good spot for Tropius to be in if he's got like a flyer in the back, right? But in this case, not having a phenomenal answer to Tropius, you might have wanted it to have a little bit more HP, right? So it's a very common play to let it
They're literally
go
playing
down
it
as
the
much as
exact
possible.
same way.
They are playing it the same way. Except for the shield. The shield was the second shield is what.
Yeah.
But it's
Net
minor
different,
difference. But it looked like he was thinking about using that Skull Bash. And so now Tropius paired up against Altaria. Certainly not the matchup that Tropius wants to be in. So as much damage as he can with a neutral aerial ace, he's certainly going to go for that. Altaria can just farm this matchup so nicely. But another aerial ace will certainly put it
shield.
pretty close. And so I don't think Tropius is going to shield here, right?
Yeah, and then
He wants to save it for Steelix.
But then you're gonna. What?
He's going to be interesting.
He's gonna switch to.
Oh, man. Now, if he can land this Earthquake, that would be huge. Landing an Earthquake would be huge, but he kind of has to shield
He
these
has to
serfs.
shield, yeah.
He has to.
If he lands this Earthquake.
If he lands an Earthquake, it's going to be huge. But Altaria had a ton of energy, too. So this is definitely an uphill battle. This is the kind of matchup that Bastion would prefer to be in. Even though Bastion is ineligible here, it's just like the comparison of Steelix and Bastion there.
There's the man. He's gonna be able to land this.
He's going to get the Earthquake. And so he's got the other Surf. You shield this, get to the Earthquake.
I think you count and you try.
You
to
have
farm.
to count, right? You have to get every little bit of drop of energy that you can. He
Yep.
should have stayed in a little bit longer, right?
Yeah. Does this KO?
It's going to come really close. Okay, so at least he's able to do a couple more Dragon Tails, but with that Surf, I
GG.
think it's going to knock out the Steelix.
The Altaria had too much health and too much
It
energy
really
in the
did.
back.
Steelix is not the kind of mon to cut through two,
Oh man.
right? Yeah.
Toshi-
Altaria's just coming out
Toshi
to brag
just-
and
Toshi
flex a
just
little bit.
flexing, yeah.
Yeah.
Coming in with the Altaria, standing over the body of a Steelix.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, you're not gonna Steelix this match.
Yeah. A lot of people take my energy for Toshi.
Yoshi,
chat.
Toshi. Okay, let's do we have the mic for him?
We should.
You know, Toshi's so loud anyways, he doesn't need a mic.
Oh, that's true.
So-
yeah. Yeah, we should be getting a mic here. He's gonna pop in. You can they'll bring a mic for you.
Okay.
Come on, slide over past this line.
Okay.
All right. How you feeling?
Is it over yet?
No, we're only 3 of 8 in.
Not even close.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So tell us about how you came to building this team. What were some of the unique picks that you really?
The Tempest. It was mostly just about making sure I had everything covered. I was battling a lot in the last week, and I realized I had a weakness to Magneton. So that's where Steelix came from. I feel like Lapras, Tropius, Altaria, that's all fairly meta. I did drop Skarmory. I felt like I never used it and Altaria at the same time, and I could use that spot on something else.
Sure.
Because Altaria was there. For me, this meta was mostly just about picking a risky lead and trusting Lapras to be a safe switch if you lost the lead. I led Tropius a lot, knowing that it wouldn't be the worst case in the world to switch into a Lapras against like a Skarmory. And this doesn't get hard countered by much. You know, Tropius comes in, but that's mostly neutral. So I did that a lot. I would like lead Tropius, lead Altaria, and just know I had a safe switch there. I did that a lot with Celio too in practice.
Yeah,
but,
we didn't see it much at
No,
play
we
at
didn't
all.
see it at all because
We were ragging on it
yeah.
personally. Yeah.
I love Celio. It's just the body slams. The spam is it's crazy. It beats Lantern. It beats Water Gun Lantern when Lapras didn't, just because of the body slams. But I never used it. You know, Skull Bash kind of made it a little irrelevant.
Sure. Yeah,
It
that's a
was
fair point.
something I almost dropped when I dropped Skarmory. I was
Yeah.
Skarmory or Celio. So
And I know you played in a tournament last night.
Yeah.
Did you make any changes or adjustments? or
no,
team
I just
composition?
didn't lose as much.
Okay.
No, yeah, last night was a lot of fun. I didn't do great, but it was a lot of practice. It was good practice. So I
Nice.
figured, you know, all the battling is good. And I think I was a little better switching. I made
Yeah,
some mistakes yesterday.
Your switching and execution was really great today.
So I just tried to do that a little better. I had some tricks, make sure the switch menu's up before the other one paints, and just.
So walk us through that round 2 matchup.
Yeah.
Against OK Then 2.
Yeah.
When you switched in Lapras and you saw the Altaria, what was going through your mind?
I thought he had a Tropius on deck because that was going to be my biggest concern. And going through my head, I was thinking, all right, Lapras can get this Tropius into the red, and then unless he has an Aerial Ace ready, Altaria will still be fine to finish farming it. And then I saw the Altaria, and I was like, okay, I got this. But I was really expecting a Tropius. But I think I was covered then anyway. But it was nice to see the Altaria. I assumed he probably just switched before he saw what I had.
Yeah, it was a blind switch.
It was a blind switch. So I was just lucky on my part. But
okay, there is one matchup that you might commonly run into that AJ and I were considering.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered using Skull Bash on the Tropius instead of Surf?
What I should have done is I should have at least loaded up to it so they thought it was going to be a Skull Bash. My mistake was I surfed right when Surf was loaded, and they knew it was a Surf and didn't shield it. You'd win the matchup with a Skull Bash is the thing, right?
It's high risk because you can't get to that second surf.
Exactly.
If you go
so
for the Skull
if
Bash.
they shield it, then you're in a worse situation.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty comfortable burning a shield because if they don't shield either surf, you win. If they get hit with both surfs, you win. And so I'm pretty comfortable just double surfing, assuming they'll shield one of them, and then at least you're up a shield.
Right.
You lose switch advantage, but you're up a shield. So I never. You're right. It's high risk, high reward. If they don't shield the first one, I don't know. Do people usually shield the first or the second surf? If
Man,
you have to
you did
shield
both.
one.
If they
Exactly.
know the matchup, they should be shielding the first one if it's
Okay.
charged up to the Skull Bash. Yeah.
Okay, so that is a little riskier then. I usually just assume they're gonna do both. I guess it was a little riskier when I didn't shield the first one. I'm not sure. Did he have a Skull Bash charge?
He was one short of a Skull
one short.
Bash.
I thought. Okay, I was trying to count. It was. I didn't think he had Skull Bash, but that matchup it's pretty straightforward as long as you just shield one of the surfs and.
Yeah. Excellent play. Very
Thanks.
entertaining to watch.
It
You
worked
make
out,
it
I guess.
easy.
Thanks.
Yeah, and how are you feeling about the next cup?
Kingdom was my hardest in practice, but in the last couple of days, I think I figured something out that might work out. So we'll see.
Okay, well, always looking forward to your really
All right.
fun strategies.
All right.
Thanks
Best
a
of
lot.
luck.
Congratulations.
Nice to meet you guys. Yep.
Very well done.
Thanks.
Interestingly, the wins of the tournaments have been gone by the rankings. So
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Toshi's been the third highest ranked, and Housestark was second, and ValorAsh is first. So we'll see who's the fourth highest ranked. Actually,
I don't know
I
the
wouldn't
rankings
know.
off the top of my head, so
someone in
have
the
to
chat
defer
can
that.
definitely tell us.
someone can just go furiously on sylph.gg and look up the rankings, or maybe in one of our promo tweets we should have the rankings listed.
Yeah.
And just list them out for us.
I'm trying
Help
to
us
think.
out.
I think someone is ranked 33. He might be okay.
Bella, maybe.
I think Bella
Bella will be next in line, I think.
I think Bella went down a little bit because of the DC tournament, but I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
It's also the other thing is, these were chosen back in like August 1st, I think.
Yeah, August 1st.
So, the rankings changed a little bit since then, for sure. Arrow, for example, he would have been eligible in his current rank
Yeah.
because he's been doing so well, and he did really well in that Dallas tournament.
Yeah,
So we
let's
do have
take a
the
look at the leaderboard. We still see ValorAsh being consistent,
Yeah.
coming out with 7 wins.
no
and
surprises there.
And we're basically seeing the 1, 2, and 3 based off the people that have won tournaments. But Bella has been performing pretty well, especially since the first tournament. And,
Yeah, Bella
Code-
with a win will be really huge,
Mhm.
right? Because as long as he just stays consistent and he just wins a tournament, that'll rack him up a nice amount of lead points.
And you can never count out the rest of the field.
Oh no, yeah, yeah. It's definitely an uphill battle for Craig now, but he can definitely upset certain scores, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you cannot take any competitor here for granted.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So
Kingdom. Let's talk about the Kingdom meta.